Okay, we will start the left sleeve by the end of this video. So there are some more hours left in this day, so we're actually going to get started on this second sleeve. I have started with cast on comb, waste yarn, about 15 rows. I'm going to hang the piece on the machine just like we did before. I'm going to knit across once with my Garter Carriage, and then I will start the Garter Carriage going after that first row. Again, 5 rows, and then we will change it up and put the ribber back on the machine. The reason why I did the waste yarn this time and I didn't do it last time is because I need this space to be clear when I put in the ribber comb. I don't want my fingers catching on the cast on comb or on the claw weights. Now I'm going to hang the lovely first stitches of the shoulder seam at 0 and 0. And then 83. And 83. Just like before, I'm just going to ease it on very generally, and then we'll get going. Alright, just like before, we're going to do some weaving in of ends. So that one's over, under, over, 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 and over. That should be all I have to do with these two. I'm going to clip them. This one's going to go under first, and then over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and then come back and work its way back towards center. These ones are locked in together. They shouldn't unravel. That shouldn't be a big deal. And there we go. I'm going to load up my gray yarn again, and then we will knit across once. We're going to go from the right hand side to the left hand side 5 times with Garter Carriage. Okay, loading my yarn into my Garter Carriage, leaving myself a reasonable yarn tail. Lock the door, tension 9, no special knitting, just knitting across. And that's how hard that was. These are all weaved in. I don't have to worry about them again until I'm totally done my project. Alright, plugging in my Garter Carriage, turning on my machine. I'm going to work my way towards the left, putting in my markers. Moving my Garter Carriage in a little bit. Resetting my tension to 9, and now we're going to go 5 rows. Reset your row counter to 0, 0, 0. So this is how it's going to be for the next 5 rows, slow and steady. We will come back when it's time to put the ribber back on the machine. Alright, it's time to put the ribber back on. So I'm going to remove my garter carriage from the machine, put my ribber back on, and then we'll meet back here. Before I connect anything or lift anything, I'm going to make sure that my yarn is loaded. Carriage just moved over. It's now lifted. They are now connected. Everything is in normal knitting. Nothing is up, nothing is down. I'm at the loosest tension I can knit. So that's at 8. This is in normal knitting. I'm no longer patterning. I'm done. I'm now going to use my single prong transfer tool, and I'm just going to transfer every 2 stitches down to the ribber. Just like this. No, hang on. Not quite lined up. There we go. So this is what I'm going to do all the way across both beds. Well, both sides. And then I will bring up my ribber comb and I will connect it. Okay, it's been a long time since I've had to do this. So I'm going to go slow, and if I fail, I fail. I start over. I'm only 5 rows in. Okay, you're coming along for this journey. I'm going to listen to my mentor, and I'm going to lower my ribber by 1 click, not 2. Okay, so 1 click. I can now see the needle butts going in from behind. Lifting it up. Trying really hard not to get caught on anything else that's going on behind here, and I already am. Okay, mission aborted. There's a clip in the way. So this yarn clip's got to go. I'm going to try again. Okay. Right side up. And we're caught on some yarn again. Okay, trying again. Okay, this side's caught again. Going up. Okay, we have finally made it through. I want to make sure that this ribber comb does not get caught on the brackets like it always does. Okay. Pushing it over the needles while I lift. Over the needles while I lift. Okay. It's looking pretty bad. Pulling it down a little bit. So all I can do now is hope for the best. I'm pushing all these needles down. Taking a better look. Not quite sure what it's caught on. Chances are it's caught here, which I think it is. To try and flick it off of there. Okay. Doing my best. Pull it back a little bit. Okay, after this one row, I'm going to have to adjust that. I've guaranteed that it won't catch on this side. We're just going to have to knit across and see what happens. I am going to bring these two out and these three out front. Say a little prayer. Have anything set differently. And there we go. Okay. Pushing that one back in again. I don't like how this long ribber comb always gets caught on these brackets. Drives me batty. But you can see how fast that row just went compared to using the garter carriage. When I go to do a reduction, I will move the last two stitches up onto the main bed, do the reduction, and then move them back. We're now at row 7. And we're not having any issues. Everything is moving freely. Not a big deal to move those end stitches so that they knit off. As we get further along, I will put a claw weight on there, and then they will have no excuse. We're at row 8. Nine. And that's row 10. Now that we're a little bit further along, I'm going to put some barrel weights on the ribber comb. One on each side. And then one in the middle. As you can hear, my claw weights are so sweetly trying to land on my feet, which makes me rather unhappy. But that is how they do what they do. So now we're going to do our reduction. Very easy. Moving it one in. That one goes back. This one I need to switch over, so single prong transfer or bodkin. Move the ribber stitch up onto the main bed, and then moving the last two stitches over one stitch. So now I have 4 on this side that are up on the main bed, and I have 2 on this side, which is exactly what happened with the garter carriage. We're now going to knit 4 rows and then bind off again. Two, 3, 4. And that's how it goes. I'm now reducing. Four. So now we're at 81 and 81. Oops. Okay. We're all good. Going to knit across 4 rows. And now we're at row 18. We're going to move the ribber stitch that's at 79 onto the main bed. We're going to transfer over, which always leaves the last 2 stitches onto the main bed. Move those out. Same with this side. We're now at 80 and 80 left and right. Last 2 stitches on the main bed, bringing them out. Making sure everything's loose. Nothing's getting caught anywhere silly. Everything seems to be okay. And we're going to knit 4 more rows. Now we're at 22. Same maneuver. Move it over. And flip it up, move it over. There we go. All right, so we're just going to keep at it. 4 more rows. Now we're at row 26. Moving it over. And back. Up. And over. And off we go. So 4 more rows. Row 30. Same maneuver. Stitch comes up. Stitches move over. Like I said, you didn't need the garter carriage to do this. You could have just used your ribber. Not a big deal. 4 more rows, we'll be back. Row 34. Same maneuver. Stitch goes up. Stitch goes over. And we continue. So now we're at 76 and 76, and we've been working for less than 20 minutes. Four more rows, we'll be back. Row 38, moving things over. We're now at 75 and 75. And 75, row 38. We'll be back in 2 rows. Back in 4 rows. All right, now we're at row 42, and we're now at 74 and 74. The key is to be consistent. And not panic. Make sure your ribber needles are out of work when they're out of work. See you in 4 rows. Going down to 73 and 73. Now, yes, I could leave an end stitch on the ribber, but then it wouldn't match the garter carriage work that we did. So you want to keep it consistent, which is not a big deal. We got this. See, in 4 rows, so at row 50. That's row 50. Now, I am aware that we have a lot of weight on this because that's what ribbing needs, but the garter carriage does not. Will that affect the look of this project? Yeah, it will. But it will also balance over time, which is, I know, something you don't often hear in knitting, but it will actually balance out as the project gets washed and dried and worn. And we will see you at row 54. Row 54. We're now at 71 and 71. Knitting 4 rows. See you at row 58. Row 58. Decreasing both sides, we're now at 70 and 70. Okay, 4 more rows. See at row 62. Row 62. We are now at 69 and 69. See you in 4 rows. Welcome to row 66, where we will reduce 1 more stitch each side. We're now at 68 and 68 at row 66. All right, see you in 4 rows. And welcome back to row 70. We're now at 67 and 67. Okay, that'll do it for this video, and we'll come back in the next video as we finish up this second sleeve. In the next video, we will continue knitting the left sleeve.